welcome to my first Theros Draft. I think we've opened up a pretty easy pick here, which is almost certainly going to be the Trident. Sorry, the Bident of Sartha. Other things that are probably worth noting in this pack, the next best card is probably Voyaging Satire. But yeah, I think this pick is reasonably easy. Bident is. Okay, so the rare was taken. Can't really pick up any signals here. I think the best card here is probably the Dauntless Onslaught, but I don't think it's really that much better than Griptide. So I'm going to take the Griptide here to stay blue. Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Griptide here. I'm just looking at what else is available. I think we're sending some pretty good white signals, so we may not want to go into blue-white, but I suppose it just depends on what's happening to the left of us anyway. So we'll take Riptide and see what happens. Right, so we have again some options. The best card for us is probably the Naiad. We have some good black cards as well. But I think I'm just going to stay on colour here and just take the Naiad. I think probably the best card in the pack is either the Marauder, or actually I think the Naiad probably is even the best card in the pack, in spite of us trying to stay on colour. I think it's probably just the best pick objectively as well. Oh, right, okay, so that's a ridiculously late Sea God's Revenge. We are getting some good green and red signals as well, but this card should not be ever past fourth. So this is an incredibly strong signal for us. I think just on the basis of what we're seeing, I think it's likely that we may end up in blue-green. The Voyaging Satire coming this late does indicate the green is going to be quite open. We haven't really seen any red aside from Lightning Strike, and I'd like to avoid red anyway. I don't think it's that strong overall. Anyway, we'll see what we get past, but I wouldn't be surprised if we end up getting past some good green as well. Okay, well, having said that, guess we're now going to have to make a choice. Yeah, I'm not really sure about this pick. I think the picks here are, I think Lash of the Whip and Rage of Porphyros are fairly comparable. I think the Lash is better. We also have the Read the Bones here and the Lampad. I think Lash the Whip might be the best card here. Then I do like Read the Bones as well. I think the Lampad is probably the worst of the three. I think I'm just inclined to take the Lash the Whip here and see what else we get past. Okay, well, wow, again, I'm really not sure what's being drafted on our right, because we're getting past some really late pick good cards. Again, both this and this, both worthy of being first picked. I'm really not sure here. I think if either of these cards weren't in the pack and if it was just a mid-range kind of pick, I would probably take the Triton. But I don't think I can really afford to pass this card. It's a fairly strong signal, though we have been receiving a lot of different signals. So yeah, this pick, I'm still not really sure on what colour is open. So I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take the land, as we're probably going to play it. We're probably going to play Lash the Whip anyway, even if we're splashing it, and this will just help us splash. I'm not really that big a fan of the Harpy, and at the moment I would just like to maybe just take this and not commit to black or white for one of these cards. Okay, so I think here again, there are some options. I think the best cards in the pack are probably the Lampad and the Sedge Scorpion. Even though I thought green was open, I think I'm going to avoid green for now, primarily because we've only really seen Voyaging Satires. If some people maybe rate something like the Asp above it, then I guess that would give a reason why we've been seeing those Satires going past. But it doesn't look like we're getting all that much green, but I think black is fairly open, and that Lash the Whip I guess kind of confirms it. So I think at this stage we're probably going to look to go blue-black, although this is also a very late hoplite. Okay, so I'm going to take this card anyway. We can... Oh, really? Okay, so yeah. I mean, at this point we should really be looking at our curve and maybe picking the Felhide Minotaur, but I'm not going to pass up a Lash of the Whip. Yeah, I think at this stage I'm going to take this card here. Yeah, I think at this stage I'm pretty comfortable with saying that black is open. I'm not really sure blue is open, actually, considering that we received a 4th pick, Seaguard Revenge, which is ridiculous. Still not convinced that blue is open, which is strange. So yeah, I guess we'll see what comes next. At the moment, it's looking pretty likely that we're in blue-black. Although, that gives, I guess, some pause for thought. Right, the issue here is let's just look at our colours. So I think here I'm probably going to take the 100-handed one. Not that I'm still set on being in white, but I think the payoff of taking this card over Bloodtoil Harpy or Vaporkin is just so much higher. We're still not solidified into black. We're not really solidified into blue either, but I'd like to play the Bident, and that's going to be easier if one of our main colours are blue. But this card is just so much stronger than both of these two cards, and if we do end up in blue-white splash black for some of the lashes, then it's going to be that much better than if we end up in blue-black and play one of these two cards. So I'm taking the 100-handed one just as a speculative pick. And I think here, well, there are again some options. So there was a common taken, which would indicate that black is open, because I think this is probably better than every black common that you could take. I'm not sure this is better than every blue common you could take. So black would seem to be open here. Having said that, white is probably open, because if you're in white you'd probably take this and just splash a mountain. I guess this comes down to what I really want to be in. Yeah, I'm happy to take the Emissary here. I think it's just so much better than everything else in the pack. Wow, again we have one of these picks. So I really should choose a colour pretty quickly. The issue here being that if I go blue-black, then the Tormented Hero is probably the best card, although I'm not really a big fan of this card. I may even be more inclined to take the Wall over taking Tormented Hero. I really don't rate this card very highly. But the Hoplite, on the other hand, I do think is one of the better cards in the format. Could I take this? Well, there's nothing else I want, so yeah, let's take this Hoplite and see where that leads us. Okay, well here I'm just going to take the Omni Speaker. It's only really close with Eidolon. I haven't counted how many lightning strikes we've seen in this pack, actually, in this draft so far, but I'm sure it's a depressing number. I think I'm just going to take Omen Speaker. I'm a big fan of Omen Speaker, and I think it's pretty close with Baleful Eidolon, but blue is the colour that I'm committed to either way, so I'm happy with the Eidolon pick here. Sorry, with the Omen Speaker rather. Right, okay, so again, nothing in our colours that we really want aside from the Alcide. Yeah, I think that's a pretty easy pick. More so than just hating the Eternal, the Titan. I don't think I'm going to splash for this card, so... Right, okay, so nothing really that we want. I think possibly the Burnished Heart, which I do like quite a bit. It's probably better than Breaching Hypercamp. I don't think we've got anything that combos with this card so much. Yeah, I'm happy taking the Burnished Heart here. Right, okay, so but again we have some options. It's really between the Sentry and the Scholar. I think I may end up taking... I'm not really a big fan of the Scholar, actually. Yeah, I'm just going to take the Sentry here. And another Lash of the Whip. Oh, wow. Can I draft 4 Lash of the Whips? Right, okay. Yeah, 4 lashes versus Ordeal. If I play Ordeal, it's not really going to be going on anything spectacular. I'm just going to take the 4th lash here. This draft isn't going very well so far. Nothing that we really want. Take Prowler's Helm, because I hate playing against it. Am I going to splash red for that card? Probably not. Again, let's take the Pegasus. And the Wall. And the Annul. And the Raptor. And then just round out these picks. Yeah, this draft is not going incredibly well. In that we're still kind of straddling 2 colours. I think the issue is that even if we were to ignore blue and go black-white, I don't think that gives us quite that many strong plays. I think blue is definitely the main colour, although we're not really drafting a lot of blue cards at the moment. But I think blue, white, Hydra. Can I take a rare draft here? One moment. Yeah, it's not really worth that much, so, okay. Sorry about that. Let's take, I think, the Insatiable Harpy. Better than everything else that we could be drafting. Yeah, Insatiable Harpy is probably the pick here. Although I guess Divine Verdict if we are going blue-white. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, I think we've got to take the Harpy here. Black was very open in the first pack, so ugh. This draft isn't going incredibly well. Again, I think we just have to take the Phalanx leader. Again, because we could take the Return Phalanx, and that would be a fine pick, and we quite need it. But we're still straddling white, and this card is just so good that we can't really. Yeah, I'm taking it. I think here I'm probably going to take the Battle-Wise Valor. Yeah, that seems reasonable. I suppose we could also just go blue-white. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay, let's just go blue-white and try this plan. Okay, Omen Speaker is fine. Phyrexia's Cure versus Coastline Chimera. I'm going to take the Phyrexia's Cure here. That will probably... I know I'm sending... I'm drafting badly, I think, by just not selecting a colour. But the same is going to be an issue here, where you have 2 cards, and then this is going to be that much better in the blue-white deck. I'm going to take the Eidolon, I think. And same again. Although the Unicorn would be a solid pick as well, but let's go that. I don't really like the Snapcaster, so I'm not going to take that card. I'm going to take the second Divine Verdict. And I do like Evangel. Yeah, I think the Evangel's fine here. Although, we do need creatures. Yeah, Evangel is the pick. I'm going to take this. I think what I might end up doing is sideboarding into blue-black. I don't think I've got anything with good comes into play abilities aside from the Evangel, and yeah, that's probably just about it, I think. Okay. Yeah, it's a really schizophrenic deck. I'm not sure we're going to get the full number of playables. Sure. Okay, so that did come back around. So I think, yeah, I think that's pretty much what our main deck is going to be looking like, which is not terrible, aside from maybe that card. Right, okay. Okay, so that's I think what our main deck is looking like so far. I think we may end up playing. We could play the Sentry along with one Lash. Is the Lash the whip better than Divine Verdict? It's a good question. I'm not sure it is. Yeah, I'm happy with putting Divine Verdict in. Sentry. Is Sentry therefore worth splashing? So I guess here it's a case of, do I play Sentry or do I just run a Null? Or even Anvil or Raptor? I think a Sentry is still worth having in the deck. I could also put in Lampard instead, or the Emissary. Actually, maybe the Emissary versus Sentry is better. Is a better question. I think perhaps Emissary is the better card, mainly because it's going to trigger the heroic guys I'm playing. Yeah, I'm happy with having Emissary in here. And then I can play it off that and one swamp, which I can get with Burnished Heart. That seems fine. Right, okay. So 8-8 would be, yeah, that seems like a reasonable split. Could also go 9-6, 9-7. No, I think I want to just go 8-8 and let my Omen Speakers help to sift through the deck. Okay, that works. Yeah, no, it's not terrible. Wouldn't say it's great either, but I've done worse. Got a pretty good selection of rares and uncommons. So both these cards are pretty strong, as is this one and this one. So yeah, I wouldn't say we've done terribly. Okay.